Coffee Break Italian, episode 4. Buongiorno a tutti e benvenuti a Coffee Break Italian. Io sono Mark.
Ciao, io sono Francesca.
And I'm Katie.
How are we all today? Come stai, Francesca?
Benissimo. E tu, Mark?
Sto bene, grazie. E come stai, Katie?
Sto molto bene, grazie.
Perfetto. Well, thank you to all our listeners for your comments and reviews so far. It's great to know that Coffee Break Italian is already reaching a worldwide audience of Italian learners. Do keep your comments coming. We'd love to hear how you're enjoying the course.
And coming up at the end, we will be telling you how you can access a sample lesson of our premium materials. So stay tuned.
So, Mark, what's coming up in today's lesson?
Well, in today's lesson, we're going to be taking what we've learned so far a little further. We can say, I'm from, but today we're going to be learning how to say I live in and also add in some other useful phrases. Allora, siete pronti? Are you ready? To say yes, you say sì. Allora, siete pronti?
Sì!
Cominciamo!
So, Mark, just before we begin properly, so far we've learned sto bene, sto male, but how do you say I'm not well using that negative?
Well, it's actually very straightforward in Italian. All you need to do is put a non before the verb. So in that case, the verb is sto. So to say I am well, sto bene. To make it I am not well, or I'm not feeling that great, we would say non sto bene.
Non sto bene. So is that similar to non c'è male?
It is, exactly. It's that same non. Non is the negative form in Italian when it comes before a verb. Non sto bene, non sto benissimo. Non sto male, I'm not that bad. Or non c'è male, there isn't badness generally. Okay? So non is what we use for negatives.
Okay, so if that's the case, can I use that with other phrases we've learned as well? So, for example, I'm thinking about sono scozzese, non sono italiana.
That's exactly right, Katie. And in actual fact, that's what we need to do with language. We need to take the little elements that we know and combine them in order to manipulate the language and to make sentences that perhaps we haven't learned yet. It's not about learning a series of phrases off by heart. It's about understanding how the language works. And that's very important to us here on Coffee Break Italian. So, good question. Buona domanda. Now, this negative form will come back in some of the things that we're going to be talking about now. Last time, we spoke about nationalities, how to say, I am Scottish, I am Italian. And we also learned the question, where are you from? Francesca, can you remind us how you say that question?
Di dove sei?
Let's try repeating it again after Francesca.
Di dove sei?
Di dove sei?
And of course, you need to repeat it in between Francesca and Katie. Let's try it one more time. Where are you from? And this is the informal version.
Di dove sei?
Di dove sei?
So literally, from where are you? Now, there's also a formal version of that question. Can you remember what that was? Francesca?
Di dov'è?
Di dove?
Eccellente. Now we need to also remember some of the responses to this question. So I'm going to put Katie on the spot here. Hope that's okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you to answer the question, di dove sei, using some different nationalities. And of course, our listeners can join in too. So first one, di dove sei, I want you to say, I am English. Katie?
Sono inglese.
Sono inglese. Okay. What about I am Canadian?
Sono canadese.
Sono canadese. Now, those ones both use the ese ending, so they don't change. Katie, if you were Italian, how would you say, I am Italian?
Would it be sono italiana?
Perfetto. And how would I say I'm Italian?
You would say sono italiano.
Of course. So we change the ending depending on whether it's a male or female person talking. Now, let's think about this question and answer and see if we can change it slightly, because what I would like you to do now is answer the question, Katie, sei italiana?
Sì.
Oh, so you've suddenly become Italian? So, sei italiana means, are you Italian? We're using that sei, are you, and then putting the adjective or the nationality after that. Sei italiana?
How do you say no?
Okay, no is no.
No.
So how do you say, no, I am not Italian?
No, non sono italiana.
Perfetto. So we're using that non again in there, the non for the negative. Let's try some more of these. Katie, sei australiana?
No, non sono australiana.
Let me hear that again, Katie.
No, non sono australiana.
Katie, could you say no for me, please?
No.
Aha, that's much better. In Italian is no as opposed to no.
No. Is that better?
Yes, much better, Katie.
Okay.
Excellent. It's wonderful having Francesca here, who's very particular about her pronunciation, indeed all our pronunciation of Italian. So, no, non sono australiano, or in your case, australiana. Let's try a few more of these. Katie, sei francese?
No, non sono francese. Is that French by any chance?
It is indeed, yeah, French, francese.
Francese.
Okay, so you're not French. Sei cinese?
No, no. Non sono cinese.
Brava, Katie.
So you're not Chinese either.
No.
Sei austriaca?
No, non sono austriaca.
Yeah, so you're not Austrian. Sei italiana?
No, non sono italiana. Sono scozzese.
Perfetto. So we've got this construction, no, non sono your first nationality, or the wrong nationality, sono the correct nationality. So in my case, no, non sono canadese, sono scozzese. Francesca, can you give us an example for you? Ad esempio, sei svizzera.
No, non sono svizzera, sono italiana.
So have you worked out what svizzera or svizzero in my case would be?
Could it be Swiss?
Esatto. So Swiss, svizzero, svizzera. So one more time, Francesca, sei svizzera?
No, non sono svizzera, sono italiana.
Eccellente. Allora, Francesca, sei italiana?
Sì?
Sei di Milano?
No, non sono di Milano, sono di Trieste.
Okay, so we're using the same construction in a different situation. No, non sono di Milano, sono di Trieste. Ma Francesca, tu non sei di Trieste?
No, non sono di Trieste, sono di Torino.
Ah,
Mark, did you say something like ma at the beginning of that?
I did. Yeah, the word ma means but. It's a very useful word in Italian. I said, but Francesca, you're not from Trieste. Ma Francesca, tu non sei di Trieste. Try repeating ma.
Ma.
Molto bene.
Okay, today we have a new question for you. It's similar to a question that we've already learned because it uses one of the same words, and that word is dove. What does dove mean?
It means where.
Yeah, so this question is, dove abiti?
Dove abiti?
And can you guess what it might mean? Those of you who have done some French might well work this one out.
I think it might mean where do you live?
Exactly. So the verb abitare is to live. Dove abiti?
Dove abiti?
So Katie, have a listen to this conversation between Francesca and me. Francesca, dove abiti?
Abito a Firenze. E tu, Mark? Dove abiti?
Io abito a Glasgow. So, Katie, you've been hearing there a conversation about where I live and where Francesca lives. So, how do you say I live in?
I think you said abito a.
Esatto. So, you live, in the question, where do you live, is abiti.
Abiti.
And I live, abito.
Abito.
So, I would say abito a Glasgow. Dove abiti, Katie?
Abito a Glasgow. So can I say anch'io abito a Glasgow?
Benissimo. So, I also live in Glasgow. Anch'io abito a Glasgow. Or if you also lived in Florence, like Francesca, you could say
Anch'io abito a Firenze.
perfetto.
I've just said abito a Glasgow. And how did I say I live in Glasgow in Scotland?
Okay, in that situation, the word for in changes slightly because when we're talking about a town, it's abito a. Abito a Glasgow. Abito a Firenze. Abito a Milano. But when we're talking about a country, the word for in becomes in. So I would say abito a Glasgow in Scozia. Try saying the word for Scotland again. Scozia.
Scozia.
So I'm saying abito a Glasgow in Scozia.
Abito a Glasgow in Scozia.
Francesca, dove abiti?
Abito a Firenze, in Italia.
Now, Francesca's already explained that word before to us. Italia for Italy. Try saying it again.
Italia.
Italia.
So let's try saying the whole sentence. I live in Florence, in Italy.
Abito a Firenze, in Italia.
Abito a Firenze, in Italia.
Katie, I noticed you did something that my students very often do. You said Firenze instead of Firenze. Can you repeat Firenze for me, please?
Firenze. So it's more of a ts sound.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Firenze.
Firenze.
Okay, let's learn some more countries because I'm sure that everyone listening doesn't live necessarily in Scotland or Italy. So, Francesca, can you say the countries in Italian as I say them in English, and then we'll get everyone repeating, including Katie. So first of all, let's learn England.
Inghilterra.
Inghilterra.
And what about Ireland?
Irlanda.
Irlanda.
Canada?
Canada.
Facile.
Sì.
Canada.
Okay. What about Australia?
Australia.
Australia.
And one final one, the United States, the USA.
Stati Uniti.
Stati Uniti.
Now, we left that one to the last because there's something that we have to explain about Stati Uniti. We actually have this same situation in English. If you think about it, we say, I live in Italy, I live in Scotland, I live in Australia, I live in Canada, but I live in the United States. Now, this situation is a little different in Italian because you don't say abito in Stati Uniti. That would be wrong. What you have to say is this.
Abito negli Stati Uniti.
So we must apologise to other American listeners who have to learn this new, slightly more complicated phrase. Let's hear it again.
Abito negli Stati Uniti.
It's spelled Negli. So that GL is the same GL that you hear in the word tagliatelle. So it's a very common sound in Italian, but in this word, it's pronounced negli. Negli. It's like writing Nelyi, if you like. Let's try saying the whole sentence again. I live in the United States.
Abito negli Stati Uniti.
Abito negli Stati Uniti.
Perfetto.
Dove abiti is the informal version.
Mhm.
So is there a formal version of that question as well?
Yes, the formal version would be dove abita.
Dove abita?
And of course, the answer would be the same because you're saying I live, not you live. You only need to think about the formality if you're talking about you. So, abito, I live. Abiti, you live, informal. Abita, you live in the formal version. Now, before we finish the lesson today, I'd like to take this a little further, and I'd like to think about the idea that you are from somewhere, but you live somewhere else. And this is a very common situation. For example, I could say, I am from Glasgow, but I live in London. Sono di Glasgow, ma abito a Londra. Now you remember the word ma that we used earlier, but. So I am from Glasgow, but I live in London. Sono di Glasgow, ma abito a Londra. Francesca, what would you say?
I would say sono di Torino, ma abito a Glasgow.
So Francesca's from Turin, but she lives in Glasgow. Okay, Katie, let's imagine you are originally from Reykjavik, but you live in Dublin.
Okay. Sono di Reykjavik, ma abito a Dublino.
Okay, let's add one more word in here, and that word is a lovely word. It's adesso.
Adesso.
It means now. So we can say, I am from Oslo, but now I live in Rome. Try saying that, Katie.
Sono di Oslo, ma adesso abito a Roma.
Perfetto. So, ma adesso, but now. Sono di Washington, ma adesso abito a Dallas. And remember, we can also add in the countries. So, putting together everything that we know, I could say, sono americano, sono di Chicago, ma adesso abito a Firenze in Italia. So, what would that mean, Katie?
I think that would mean I'm American, I come from Chicago, but now I live in Florence, in Italy.
In Italy, in Italia. Okay, let's try one more here. I'm going to make it tricky for you. We'll give you a new town here, a new city, and that city is Paris. Paris in Italian is?
Parigi.
Parigi.
So, Katie, how would you say, I am French from Paris, but now I live in Seattle in the United States?
Sono francese di Parigi, ma adesso abito a Seattle negli Stati Uniti.
Molto bene.
Benissimo.
È tutto per oggi. It's all for today. We hope you have enjoyed it, and we will be practicing more next time when we will be learning how to introduce members of our family.
Fantastic. Now, this audio lesson is just one element of the Coffee Break Italian course. We also offer video lessons, lesson notes, and bonus audio materials to help you make faster progress. All of this forms the premium version of the course. If you'd like to get a sample of the premium content, you can do so by going to coffeebreakitalianplus.com. That's Coffee Break Italian, Plus. coffeebreakitalianplus.com, where you'll be able to download a sample video, bonus audio, and lesson notes.
It's been great to see all of your comments on the Facebook page so far. And this week, why don't you post a photo of your own town or city and add a comment using the new phrases you've learned today? You can join us on the Facebook page at facebook.com/Coffee Break Italian.
And if you are on Twitter, we are at Learn Italian.
Ok, è tutto per oggi. Grazie mille e arrivederci.
Ciao!
Arrivederci!
You've been listening to a podcast from Season 1 of Coffee Break Italian. Now, to get access to the bonus materials for this lesson, which include lesson notes, bonus audio materials, and video versions of the lesson, where you'll see the words and phrases on the screen of your device, then you can take our full online course on the Coffee Break Academy. Head over to coffeebreakacademy.com. Now, if you've enjoyed this lesson, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you'd like to be notified when we release new episodes of Coffee Break Italian, then don't forget to hit the bell icon which appears. Also, don't forget to comment. Let us know what you think of the lesson. We'd love to hear from you. Allora, grazie molte e alla prossima. Ciao! You have been listening to a production of the Coffee Break Academy for the Radiolingua Network. Copyright 2019 Radiolingua Limited. Recording copyright 2019 Radiolingua Limited. All rights reserved.